Good morning, Anne Arundel County. Good morning, America. Welcome to Promoting Don't Get Fooled Again with Class. I'm your host, Anthony Bynum. The name of our production company is the Glen Burnie Players. There's a lot going on right now in Anne Arundel County, and it's an exciting time. Let's start off with episode 7 of Don't Get Fooled Again. Now, it's still playing on AAC TV. Should be 3 days a week, should be 5 days a week, 3 days in the evening, 7 o'clock. And then Tuesday mornings and Saturday mornings about 10 o'clock. And the evenings it's at 7 o'clock. But you can also catch it on one of my YouTube channels at Anthony Bynum 1948. So if you get a chance, check it out. It was a good episode. People giving us some really good feedback on that. Right here in town, the Glen Burnie concert series is running. As a matter of fact, I was over there last night. I saw a very good band. They were called, I remember the name of the band, Gary and the Groove. And they did a lot of covers from the 60s and some Beatles and that kind of thing. It was a lot of fun. Saw a good friend of mine there that evening. You can go to their website, garyandthegroove.com, to check them out if you're interested. Also, Lithicum has its concert series. They have it right behind the elementary school, right by the big field. I'm going to check it out Sunday night. I believe it's on I think it's 6 to 8. It might be 7 to 8. I'm not exactly sure. But check that out. Music is in the air, and that makes things exciting, especially this time. We're having some good weather today. Also, the Glen Burnie Carnival has started. I plan on volunteering one night, I think Thursday night, but it's going on now. And it's all exciting, and there's a lot of other excitement going on also. You just gotta check it out. Now, on to the show. First, we give credit where credit's due. This week's research comes from Wikipedia. It also comes from the Poetry Foundation. So we'll start off with people I admire. Now, this week is going to be a little different because one, it's not a person, it's a couple, and two, it really evolves around an act. So last weekend, I was in Virginia for my wife's family reunion in a place called Snow Hill, farm country out there. Coming back, we ended up getting on 301 on the Virginia side outside of Richmond. Well, that 301 turns into James Madison Highway, and it's that way for quite a while. So let's talk a little bit about James Madison. James Madison was the 4th president of the United States. He was born 1751. He died 1836. He's known as the father of the Constitution and the father of the Bill of Rights. Now, Madison and his wife, Dolly, for that matter, were people of their times. So they were born into slave-holding families, and they practiced slavery. Nothing good about the institution of slavery. Nothing good about it at all. Matter of fact, we fought a giant war to stop it. Now, he and Alexander Hamilton and John Jay worked to author the Federalist Papers, all in support of a new constitution, because they felt that the power of the central government was too weak in the way things were at that time. He also presided over the War of 1812. And just a little bit of background. So there was a lot going on internationally at that time. The Napoleonic Wars were being fought. The British were very active all over the place. In fact, it was the raiding of American shipping that created this dilemma. Madison felt that we were already at war when he asked for the declaration of war, permission from Congress to declare war. Here was his plan. He essentially wanted to invade Canada and hold it hostage so that the British would stop attacking raiding American shipping. Well, the war was very, very uneven. Things did not go well in the North for a lot of different reasons. Things went pretty well in the South. I think one thing that Madison may not have expected was for the British to land a large land force at the Chesapeake. The British won the Battle of Bladensburg and headed to the capital. They captured Washington, D.C. Now, at some point in time, the White House is set ablaze. It's not exactly clear when Dolly Madison, who escaped the British, escaped capture, when she went into the White House. Oh, by the way, James Madison escaped capture by way of a good horse. So he was actually close to the front, to the lines. It's not exactly clear when she went in the White House to do the act, but I'm going to screen share with you right now. This was the act. She went in to grab the portrait of the first president, George Washington, and saved that as the White House burned. But she took the portrait of James Washington to safety. And so for that reason, they are in the segment of the show today. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. We're going to move on. Now on to Arundel County. Last week, we started talking about infrastructure. We started off with a well-known building, the London Town Public House. This week, we're going to talk about something else. Right behind me on that screen is the Bay Bridge. Well, actually, the official name is the William Preston Lang Jr. Bay Bridge. So let's talk a little bit about it. So the bridge was officially started in 1947 and was actually officially completed, or the first edition of it, so to speak, was completed in 1952. The idea was to connect the mainland with the shore. But this idea actually went back to the 1880s. In fact, it had been tried a number of different times in different ways. There were private businesses. There was assembly matters that attempted to get the job done. But again, it actually officially started ground in 1947 after World War II. So a little bit about the bridge. The architect was a Herschel H. Allen. The bridge is actually 4.3 miles long. And as I noted, it was authorized by Governor Lang. It was christened, though, in 1952 by the governor at that time, Governor Theodore Roosevelt McKeldin. There are a number of spans that have been added to the bridge. There's a number of events that happen on the bridge. But, you know, it starts on the, I like to say, starts on the Annapolis side, and that's definitely Arundel County. So with that, we go to speeches or poems. And since we talked about the bridge, we're going to bring up a poem. It's his actually very interesting poem. It's called The Red Bridge. It was authored by a Skidwell Cannell, the year September of 1914. So what was going on in 1914? Another calamity, World War I. So let me read. The arches of the Red Bridge are stronger than ever. The arches of the Scarlet Bridge are rough, bleak stone. Why such massive arches be the span from cloud to tenuous cloud? Let us not seek omens in the guts of newly slain fowl, leaving such play to the children. Let us pluck wild swans from under the moon, or challenging strong, terrible men. Let us slay them and seek truth in their smoking entrails. Let us fling runners across the Red Bridge, deep-lunged runners who will return to us with tidings of far countries and the strange foods. There may be terrible men going out upon the bridge through the little door that is by the steps from the river. So it's very clear there's a lot of metaphors in here by Mr. Cannell. But it is a beautiful piece of writing. So just to recap, much going on here in Anne Arundel County. In the north part of the county, we know about the Glen Burnie Carnival. That's always a big hit. That's always a big hit. But I mentioned some of the concert series, and there's a lot else going on also. So for promoting, don't get fooled again with class. This is Anthony Bynum for the Glen Burnie Players. Until next time, bye-bye.